welcome to House of Papillons. Thank you so much for joining me. The reason I have this upside down is because I wanted to explain the method to my madness. This is my contribution to Laura's Art Corner's affiliates geode project, and we were all asked to do a geode using, of course, Laura's fantastical products. So this is going to be my board for my geode. And what I've done is I painted the whole thing, or painted it all white, and I'll show you that side in a second. But I'm going to put it in this box for the first, well, maybe also the final pour, but for the first pour at least, I'm going to put it in this box because I want it to come up to the sides of the tape. And then at a certain point when it's a little bit cured, I saw another artist say that they then take the tape off when it's a little bit tacky and let it then pour down the sides. You don't want to do that too early because you're going to lose, a lot of the resin that you want to remain on the piece. But so I'm going to, what I did was I put it in here and I want it to be propped up. So I propped it up on these cups inside the box, which I have sealed, by the way, the corners or all the edges of the box. And so that way, whatever runs off when runoff time comes, it'll just be contained. And also I'll be able to move it so I can work on other projects because I only have one space set up that I can have a camera and things. Whereas once this is in a cure, I'm waiting for it to cure, I can move it to another place and then continue videos for my friends. So I put cups on here. Now, previously what I did was I put the cups on, had the box, blah, 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 put it on there, and then I checked the level, and the level was a little bit off. So I taped this popsicle stick there so that I think it has to go on this side. I am hoping I lay it down in there that it's still going to be level the way it said it was before. Or it's going to call me a liar. Either one. It's level. Okay, so first things first, I want to tell you about the products that I'm going to be using today. Everything is from Laura's Art Corner, with the exception of an amethyst, which is going to paint on man, an amethyst, which I found with my own two little hands. I went on a gem hunting expedition last year, actually, in North Carolina, and I dug up an amethyst. Now, I actually dug up two amethysts, but a friend of mine really liked it, and I gave it to her. And this one has the same qualities. There's this really dark, that's really desirable. It is called grape jelly, and it's what gemologists call grape jelly. So I'm probably gonna start here-ish. When you do this, most people say to start with your glass first, your glass or your stones first, and you want them to be roughly where you think you want them to be. I think I want it there. I may move some things around. Now, some other things that I have at my in my arsenal here to use. I have some fire glass, which is that crushed up stuff that you put people used to put in fire, fire features that are on their patio and stuff. This one is a clear. And then I also have one that is a mirror. It has like a mirror on one side. I also went ahead and I dyed the same stuff, but I used my Laura's Art Corner or Octopus Fluid inks. It's a resin ink. It's not well, it has alcohol in it, but it's not technically their alcohol ink. It's a resin ink, and I used that to do some of the clear and some of the mirror. And Laura also sent to me this, it's glass glitter chunks, and some people know it as German glass glitter. And it's just these incredibly fine slivers of glass that are incredibly shiny. And when you put them on top of something, it just makes it twinkle and dance. It's just gorgeous. So I did take a little bit of that and I colored that purple as well. Don't know if I'm going to use it, but I'd rather have things at my disposal when I need them, and I'll store it for, another day. Now, I also have some Lorez, which is from Australia, Angel White. Uh, um, it's a paste. It's a pigment paste, and Laura also sells this. Can't get it anywhere else in the United States, but at Laura's Art Corner. And I also have this glitter that when Laura sent it to me, I messaged her and I said, it makes me weak in the knees. Look at Opal Goddess. Holy, holy cow. This is more than just an iridescence. It almost seems to me like there's some kind of texture there that makes them all seem like they have more than one color that you're looking at. I don't know how these people accomplish these things, but I am amazed. But I'm going to be using this, I can tell you right now. And I also have two glitters. This was a new one that Laura sent to me for this project, Gold Essence, and it is a gorgeous. It seems to be almost random shapes of glitter. It's not how glitter is often like octagons or something like that. This to me looks like it could possibly be, oh yep, it just glittered all over me. No, they are octagons, but they have stripes of an iridescence to them. They're not they're not flat gold. They're sort of stripes of like an iridescence. And I have Opulence Gold, which is a glitter powder. Now, I've never used this before. One thing that I didn't have that I forgot to tell her or ask her about was I don't have any metallic paints or anything that are hers. I have them from other brands and vendors and whatever, but I don't have a Laura's Art Corner. So in keeping with the request for this project, what I'm gonna do is mix this kind of heavy with, because when you do geodes, you wanna do thin lines of sometimes black, sometimes white, sometimes a metallic, a silver, a gold, something like that. So since I've got black and white, but if I want a gold, which I'm going to, I'm just going to mix this really thick in resin and pipe it out there somehow. I don't know. I forgot to say that I also have the octopus alcohol ink. It's in black. It's supposed to be opaque, which is really cool because it's not a paste. So we'll see how. I've never used it before. We'll see how that works. Now, one of the unknowns that I'm pretty sure I'm going to use, but I don't know 100% just yet. One of the unknowns is going to be the I had in my stash. You know how you're looking for totally something else, not even having to do with this project, and I came across these amethyst crystals that I have that see how they came out of the earth, obviously. But I thought I would maybe toss these in here too, just as another element. I thought that would be kind of pretty. And then we'll move on from there. Now, the only thing, I don't have a mica powder. I forgot to ask her for a mica powder. So I've been thinking, and I may try to create something with another Laura's ink, or no, yeah, well, the ink and one of Laura's mica powders. We'll see. Let's take first things first. So I think I'm gonna start by placing these crystals all the way around this. Now, you don't necessarily tack it down just yet. There's a little bit of building, and with, you know, with your elements, then we'll build from there. Okay, next step is I'm going to place my glass where I want it. Well, at least the first layer of glass, and where I want it to be. I think I'm going to go with some of this, the silver base, sort of at the bottom, and then put the clear on top. There are lots of people who do that because it doesn't give the impression of mirror glass, but it gives a depth to it. It makes a shading almost. So lots of people do that first. Whoa, even when they're going to use the clear. So I'm just going to take, and I mean, when I tell you, since I've never done this, I've watched a ton of people, a ton. So see, even though we're not going to necessarily see that mirror up on the top, we are going to get the depth of it. It's a little bit darker up against these stones than it is where it's not on top of stones. Now, what I'm going to do is once I get all of this glass, the initial layer where I want it to be, I'm going to take a hot glue, and I'm going to do all the way around the border. I'm not tacking the glass down with it necessarily. I mean, some of it obviously will go on top of it, but the goal is going to be to seal all the way around so that when I get ready to pour resin, that won't seep under the layer that's here. Eventually, I am going to want, another purple situation happening up here. Many people, this is not unheard of, many people draw their geode. It's not a bad thing. Actually not, it's not so I'm just gonna lightly draw it so that I'm not, and this is not necessarily where my lines want to go. I'm more, how do I explain it? I'm more the type that I want to see where this takes me. Like, I don't want it necessarily drawn and then, you know, I'm completely set on, you know, that definite thing. So I don't want an image to uh and this is just my process. There's no right or wrong. I don't want an image to be like, oh no, that can't go there. Not in this stage. I feel like, you know, I have a general plan, but actually, 1 second. I think I might want that to go like that. Well, not quite like that. Maybe like that. So for me, that's a good way to, you know, make sure that I'm having my my symmetrical control, or not symmetrical, my symmetric control. And yet, still having, you know, creative license to make changes, make adjustments, etc. Um, Now I'm going to try to cut this down for everyone. I'm going to try to speed things up, try to cut things down. But you know, I just want to warn you, this is not a quick, it's not a quick thing. Upon, you know, further examination, I think I want this to be a little more massive with the glass and the purple in this section. I don't think I like these there. I think these need to go. Too much already. I think I'm gonna let, think what might work is to put some on the outskirts here and then push it up in there when I put the glitter. I mean the glue. You don't know, sometimes you have to just just make things work. You ever watch Project? Oh shoot, get off. Get off. You ever watch Project Runway? Make it work. That's what Tim Gunn says. I love that show. I wish a new season would come out. I can't help it want to use Opal Goddess because look at it. Like, it's delicious. Look at it. I mean, come on. I'm also going to use it as a barrier for all of our resin once that step comes. Not for all of our resin, some of our resin. Once that step comes, oh man, this stuff's pretty. Oh, holy cow. Oh. Oh, look how it works so purple with this perfect. It works so perfect with this purple. Oh man. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Good grief. Oh, you know what? I'm almost beginning to wish I would have put that instead. You know what? I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. It's what I was feeling at the time. I did it. It's done. We're moving on. We're going to add more incredibly beautiful elements and we're moving on. Yep. That's what we're doing. Oh, what am I doing? You might just see somebody have a full meltdown on the interwebs over on an art project. I think the thing about geodes is to just layer and just keep, you know, adding just more and more beautiful texture and color and things. To sort of abandon, you know, necessarily the plans that you had, you know. Now, one thing that concerns me is when I get ready to do resin between all this stuff is that this stuff doesn't just go traveling. If it does, it does. However, it will probably sink, which means it won't show up in the layer we see anyway. I will tell you that I toyed around with the possibility of doing a texture in here, but you know, most of the effects that we do, they're poured so that they come out of a mold and you see them on the other side. There are some that look pretty good, you know, it would have been a pretty effect to do, but I just decided against it because I'm like, you know, I'm already working at a deficit in that it's the first time I've ever done this. I was like, don't also compound it with, oh, let's do an effect that you've, you know, not necessarily ever done either. Not, because some of them, the effects are pretty on the back too. They're just not the full thing. And then one of one of the biggest problems is that I don't have a mica to use, and most of the effects you gotta use a mica. So we pretty much decided, we meaning me, myself, and I, just decided that maybe we shouldn't go down that path, you know? Work with what you have. It's all gorgeous stuff. I'm just hoping I don't go up and above these barriers that I'm installing. Man, that glitter is just, you know, I don't know if I've said it yet in my video. I mean, I did say I am an affiliate with Laura's Art Corner. If I have a discount code in my description, and also try to put it on the screen right now. Just go there and see what she had. Like, do yourself a favor if you're an artist and a resin artist, or really any kind of artist. I mean, a lot of artists use many of the same elements. Go there and just see what she has, because she has things that, you know, we can't get in the United States unless she's the affiliate. There are inks and things that come from Italy. There are, of course, we all know, you know, octopus ink, which is, it's the creme de la creme of alcohol inks and resin dye. And then, of course, Laura's, which is pigments from Australia. Just go and check out what she has. I mean, do yourself a favor. Now, in my brain, I saw this as a huge thing. I am going to be doing resin in these big sections. I could, once this barrier is built and then we put the resin in the next layer, I could make that wide. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to wait and see, because I may want that to be wider once I see the resin. Good idea. Thank you for your help. We do resin. I do need to do this line of defense. Now this isn't as imperative as that one that's down on the round thing because this it's purple. So if the resin, when I do the resin pouring, if that seeps up under there, it won't matter really. I'm gonna mix some resin and I'll be back. Before I mixed the resin, I went to get something to drink and came back in the room and I made an executive decision to make a couple little additions. And I'll tell you what they are. 1 second, I'm just gloving up here. I added some up here to kind of balance the whole thing out, more purple. And then I added this clear up against here. I felt that it needed more in the white family. And then I added this down here as our just fully balancing things out. And I basically did what I did before. It's not like you really missed anything. And now we're gonna do the drizzling. And now I have done this technique before of the drizzling. That's something else. It just wasn't a geode. But what you do is you basically take it out of the cup, you drizzle. You don't pour. The sort of goal is to make sure that resin hits every piece in the pile so that it, drizzles down and holds the whole thing in. And drizzling is a little tedious. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to get it up in that very corner. So, some people like to do what they call like a crosshatch. So they go one direction and then another direction. So I think that the point of the whole thing is to literally drizzle, not just what's the word? Not just drown the glass in resin, but just drizzle so that it hits all the pieces and then sort of trickles down, between the pieces to affix it to the whole thing. And that's why some people like to do it, like I said, in sort of a crosshatch. So you go one direction, then you go the other direction. And that way it's giving time. And you literally are looking, like I'm looking exactly where it's going because they say that your goal is to make sure that every piece gets at least a little bit of resin so that at least it's connecting itself to its neighbor. Oh, that was a big clump of resin. So then you go that way. You come back and go this way. See, I sort of didn't want that big puddle. But when this is all said and done, I am going to do like a very thin, probably with a piping bag, because I don't have pens. A lot of people use acrylic pens. I don't have one. Well, I don't have one that I can use in this project. So I'm probably going to, well, I am going to go in between and do my fine stuff once that, once our color, our resin color is all down and doing its thing. I wish I could get that one little piece. Now, I know that none of this is going to be absolutely perfect, but there's a piece right there of that gold glitter that somehow leaked. Okay, it's under. It leaked its way down there. Well, come on. Either you're going to be under or over. It's going to be one of them because you're not going to show your face around here no more. And I still see it. It's mocking me now. It's now like big and magnified and all up in my face and looking at me laughing. See? Told you. You were gonna get going. I'm a little bit excited to do the resin part, frankly. Because I think I have an idea what I'd like to do. That doesn't always end up being what we do. You do realize that, right? Am I right? But see, had I done this part, well, I'll be able to do the resin color part right after this. Like this doesn't need to be cured in order for me to do that because I put that barrier, she says all confidently, like, you know, like I know what I'm doing. I put that barrier of glue down there. So I am just crossing my fingers that you know, that system worked. Because whoever I saw do that, I thought that was pretty smart. Pretty smart. Now we're gonna cross hatch because we just went that way. And now we're gonna go this way. And I would like to maybe at the, you know, when I'm doing this detaily stuff towards, you know, after this cures, I would like to do a thicker thing of that opally stuff there. I really wish I could get this stuff out of here too. I don't like that in there. Oh, I had it. Oh, yes. Okay. There's one of them. But I think it's all too sort of in there. You know what I mean? I think to get it, I'm going to do more damage than I would just to leave it. And we don't want to do damage for Pete's sake. Okay, now this is going to be you know, oh boy, get out of there. Thank you. All right. this stuff hopefully hold it to ground. I am gonna probably have to adjust these again once I get this big one back there. But we knew that was gonna happen. I will tell you, being creative in some way and just sort of figuring out little, projects and things really does wonders for your just stress situation. At least it does with me. Hope it does with you too. If not, I hope you find something that does. Okay, I know it went sort of like that. All right, yay. Yes. That's so awesome. And they seem to be touching all the things. That's so awesome. Makes me really happy. All right, you get out of there, please. Come on now, let's not intermingle. There will be no glass intermingling just yet. I'll let y'all know when it's time. All right, now we gotta do, well, I'm gonna do down, did I do down here? No, I didn't. It's not as shiny looking as this stuff. Man, it sure does. You think this stuff is shiny until you put resin on it and you go, whoa. I said, woo. That's what I said. Kind of amazing. Now, what's going to happen with these parts where glass or other things end up against that edge? When I take the tape off and then we want it to sink down, some of the glass may go, trickling down there, and I may have to rebuild in that area, but that's not a terribly big deal. That's going to be kids' play compared to the other stuff we have to do. And I am going to go over this glitter because remember, this gold glitter was just kind of, laid there. And I am going to go right up against the edge of these stones so that they are, whoopsie, that's a big hole. Where is my white glitter? Oh, I'm not going to do that. Here, I'll figure out more as we go along. Because that way I know I have it encapsulated from the other side, and now having it all surrounded by resin, I do have to fill in more glass. This is not, it's not nearly thick enough, I don't think. There was one time years ago I was just adding glass to, or, that's a thing where people paint something and then they just, add little highlights of glass, I was doing that and I did it and trickled the stuff and I picked up like everything came falling off. Like I didn't trickle. My trickling apparently wasn't I didn't trickle enough apparently. So now I know that, like, there's you just learn by doing it, which is a thing. We all learn by, at least that's with me. I learn by doing it. and or seeing it. Like, if you're going to make me read about it, I'm not so sure. Then we just don't know. But I am just sort of building this up so that, you know, it has a little, it has something to sustain itself instead of separating, which is what it was doing. I'm just doing the tricklage. And I'm trying to do like section by section all the way down, because I can actually see when I, you know, if the purple has stuff on it, I can see that. But the glitter and the white, yeah, it's a little sketchier. I think I mixed up 80 mils. That's what I did. And I am using Total Boat art resin. First things first, we're gonna do a dark purple with Aronia octopus ink, or yeah, it's a resin ink. There is some alcohol in it, but it is not as heavy as a total alcohol ink. Now, at Laura's art studio, she sells both. She sells the alcohol ink and the art resin, or the resin ink. You can use the resin ink in blooms. I've seen lots of people do it. I've done it. It's incredibly gorgeous. Just behaves differently when you go to spread it. Whoa. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I put too much in there. Yeah, I did. But I do need a dark. It's my dark. And what I'm going to do, there is a point. We're going to mix our unknown right now, because what I'm going for is a dark, obviously. And I'm going for a white, which is going to be my Lorez Angel White. Can't wait to try this. And I want a couple lighter. So I'm just gonna put some of this and these with the white to make it lighter. I'm gonna do 2 other shades of the purple. Then I really, really would be so ecstatic if I could get another texture like a mica, but I don't have a mica that is from Laura's Art Corner, and you know, we all agreed we were going to just use her products. I just don't have a purple. I don't even have a white mica, but I'm going to try the smallest amount of cherry blossom in my purple, because pink has red in it, purple has red in it. It may be, you know, just the tiniest. You only need the tiniest amount to like make it do what it's gonna do. You know, do the mica thing, the pearly looking mica effect. So that's what we're gonna do. Try that. Now, I don't think I will. That's all right. I'll put it in here. So I'm just, well, okay, wait a minute. Just so I have a controlled. I seriously doubt if you can see what I'm doing, but I really want you to see what I'm doing. But I can't put this anywhere. I'll put it over there and spill it. I'm quite sure. My next feat will be to spill it. So first what I'm going to do is take the smallest amount of cherry. See, it's like barely anything. Because I just want that pigment to pearl it all up. That's what I want. Let's see. There we go. Oh, I hope this works. Please work for me. Because also this purple, the dark purple, is going to be translucent, because I can't, unless I put maybe the tiniest bit of that angel white in there to just, first of all, All right, let's see. Oh, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Taking some of this really intense purple, and I'm just putting it in here for now. We're probably going to put more in there, but I think it's working. Yay! Yes. All right. I'm so happy. Can I just tell you I'm happy? I love when these things work. It really makes me happy. Okay. Let's purple it up some, because this is going to give us another, texture. That's what I wanted. Yeah. Look at it. See it pearly? Nice and pearly. It's not very opaque though. Not very opaque. And if I put angel white in there, it's going to dull it down because that's a paste. What do I do in that situation? I'm keeping this like this because I feel like I just hit a jackpot of some sort and I'm not going to mess it up. You know what I mean? Alrighty, so we've got that little dude there. Now, I want to let's do our white, Lorez, Angel White. By the way, if you want a really good deal on this Lorez, on her website, she has like a really good price because the label was damaged in shipping. So she, it's at a discount. Let me see. So think about that for your needs. Let's stir it up. It's so white. Look how white it is. This is the very first Lorez I've ever used. It might be, is this pearly? Like, I mean, it's a pretty well-known color, for Lorez. And of course, Lorez is a very sort of famous brand company. All right, now, as with all pigment paste, you basically put nothing in there in the first place. This is going to probably be my white because I'll know, how it does. And then I'll do these other colors. Yeah, it's potent. Look at that. Look how deep it is. Nice and potent. You saw how much I put in there, which is basically nothing. I'm getting it nice and mixed up because all pigment paste, you want to mix it. Mix it. Like crazy. Make sure it's nice and incorporated. Now with this stick, I'm going to go into one of these other cups, get some white in here, and then put some purple in there. Look at that with the same stick. Because, this stuff stays on the stick. Because that way I can have another shade even going on. Yep, it's all, you see it kind of, you see the white kind of going through, you can see it kind of swirling about. Okay, now I'm going to put really, really dark purple. Let's see what we get. We should get some lighter purple. Okay. Whew. Now that the unknown things are are, you know, working out, I'm a little happier now. You know how it's like, oh, this is a little, I'm a little scared. There we go. This is how to use what you have. So now I've got sort of a medium-ish purple. I would like, because, oh, no, get out of there. No, I dripped a drip in there. That wasn't good. So now I have sort of a medium-ish purple, got the dark purple, got the a little less than dark purple. I might put, just some granules more of that mica in there. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right, I'm gonna put the teensiest bit of white in here. And I'm taking that stick out of there because now the stick still has that white on there. I don't want unmixed. That's the thing. You do not want unmixed pigment paste. Well, you don't want unmixed anything. Unmixed mica is just going to drop to the bottom of your project and leave a blob there that just makes you mad. Unmixed pigment paste, that spot, wherever it is, will not cure. And you won't be able to fix it. So you got to mix all your stuff. Mix it well. Okay, let's see. Got a new stick for this one. Okay, let's see. Then I wanted slightly, I think I want slightly lighter than that is what I want, but still purple. Okay, all right. Maybe a teensy. All right, let's see. Okay. All right. That looks good. Okay, that stick gets to stay there. This stick can be with this one. See where I pulled that white stick out of there before I took it onto its other things? Yep, it left some of that pigment behind, the white pigment. So it's getting mixed it up some. Good job. I'm gonna get a new stick for the white. And I'm gonna try to just the tiniest here. Take the back of this stick. Woo. Now I have 700,000 things all over my table. I'm taking this much more mica. Crush your fingers. Yeah. Oh, so pretty. It's purling it up. I feel so was so relieved. It worked. It worked. And look at all these shades that I have to mess around with. Out of one bottle of octopus ink. I'm just saying. All right, now let me come up with a plan here. And I'm almost going to do this like I would if I were marbling. That's kind of the but not marbling like that. Marbling like, you know, in strips. So have all the colors. Like that, I guess. I'm real technical about it. You know what I mean? Let's do that. Let's go there. Whoopsie. Oh man. Just what I didn't want to happen just happened. Crap. I didn't want that to happen. That was the whole thing with the barriers and the blah, blah. I did it over there too. I swear. Sometimes. So lots of people do a very neat, you know, definite gradations of the colors. I don't want to do that. I had in my head something totally different from that look. But I'm liking this mica in here. I gotta say, the mica's making me happy. Oh. The mica is mica-ing. It's making things nice and, ugh, it's giving me a different, see the texture? Mm! So not doing the neatest pour because this box is kind of in my way. Did I do anything over there? I didn't. What are we gonna do? We'll do some mica over here. Just because it's making me so happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Where did, oh, there it is. Um, decided to build this up too a little bit. I like that I was able to calm that calm that gold down a little bit. Let's see. Whoop. I'm gonna do this pretty thick. This layer, or these little rows of glitter, I think I'm gonna put them in. Then I'm gonna wait and then drizzle over my my other this newly added glass. And can I do this neatly? Can I be trusted to do this neatly? This because I want to do maybe a little tiny bit on this inside lip to give it a little more razzle dazzle. I'm all about the razzle dazzle. The last thing to do with this project is to, after these little additions cure, I'm going to go in I'm gonna do my drizzle. And I'm just trying to keep my video, on the shorter side. There's lots that I've already done that you didn't see me do. So I just want to thank you all for, if you've been here since the beginning, I appreciate you more than you ever could know. And I'm thankful to Laura for having us all do this collaboration, because I learned a lot. And it is not my favorite project that I've ever done, but oh well, some you win and some you just barely squeak by. And everyone, please go down in my uh, description box below, and you'll see the link for the other artists in the collaboration. I can't wait to see them. I hope I see you there. And please also, if you're interested in any of these products for some of your creations, check out Laura's Art Corner. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. It's a specialty shop for artists and all of us resin artists. And you can find amazing things that you can't get anywhere else, at least not in the United States. So I encourage you to do that. And other than that, go out and get yourself a bunch of stuff and do something creative. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.